to the blood. Are you ready for war? Yes, sir. Call out, teach the people. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, look, it's wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them God, don't get scared now. We on their head now, yeah, cause it's wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them gods, don't be scared now. We on their head now. Forget the corner, yeah, we want the world. Been putting in that work. You can't do it like we do it, now they mad, they feelings hurt. On the gas, better keep up, yeah, we do this round the earth. But we still down to earth. They just, man, we did it first. From the US to the DR, yeah, you know we coast to coast. India, South America, you know we had to go. All in Africa, Barbados, and in Ecuador. I know they want us to stop, but for the Lord, we do the most. Yeah, this the mission. Like Peter and Andrew, yeah, we fish. All these prophecies coming true, but you still wish. We can get the kingdom together if you just listen and play your position, cause you know it's wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them God, don't get scared now. We on their head now, yeah, cause it's wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them gods, don't be scared now. We on their head now.
I apply pressure like Hydrex on more fly than a fly cat. It's wartime, you borderline on the northern sides, most high stretch you out. Destroying angels roar inside of me, please let me out. The prophet split the spot, then hit your block, now it's a drought. 1,000 deep, we on your street, we hit it every house. We are the sons of God, our father's business, what we bout. We really live this camp like we ain't doing this for clout. Got orders from the business to make them bastards stop. We going lamb in Amsterdam, hit Berlin with a whirlwind. From burning heat to Germany, this prophecy make worlds end. You want a kingdom, take theirs in. Yahweh said we next up. It's wartime, don't let us spiritually, we wreck stuff.
Wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them God, don't get scared now. We on their head now, yeah, cause it's wartime. The Lord ordained all of this here before time. John 10 and 20 said we hear that voice now. Rising up, you see them gods, don't be scared now. We on their head now.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So all the nations going into slavery. 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes!
Sons of thunder! It's the fourth time around! The fourth son of Jacob! And like 4th and inches, you know we going for it. Yeah! Look!
He come from the heaven with thousands. No, that ain't a lot, that's a legion. 144K on the way and they pledge their allegiance to cremate these heathens. Damn, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Had to peel out this flesh cause I couldn't trust it. Got a spiritual body, you couldn't touch it. If you dying to test it, then try your luck. That's the one up, don't run up, get done up. Loaded clip full of scripts, I'ma pull it. The word is my weapon, the word is my shield. I'm equipped for these spiritual bullets. They shoot at the perfect in secret. Reading these laws, it ain't flaw, so I keep it. Shout out to bishops and shout out to deacons, captains and officers. I see the reason they say what we doing is treason. God body, God army, God nation. My oblation, broken spirit, consecration. Kings and priests, shining brighter than the constellation. Nukes to the north, yeah, that's abomination. For all the lies and the blasphemy. Slay the dragon, hunt down the demons. Vagabond getting judgment, and you looking at the judges.
Yo, Israel the prince of the power. I came with an army, 144,000. We move like a unit, like Nike just do it in here. Them lions come to devour, and no weapon form gon' prosper. And we in the building like lava. Shout out to Deacon, can't tolerate treason. No me, casa su casa. Come to my city, better check in. Picked up my weight, get my sets in. We do not tolerate threats, man. Our angels activate, less than 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're done. How you gonna see when he block out the sun? Where you gonna hide? How you gonna run? Come with a cavalry, striving for mastery, praying for vengeance, a holy catastrophe. Build up the kingdom, yeah, that is the strategy. Get it in blood. America gone in 60 minutes. Yeah, it is finished, no necromancy. Build up my walls, that's expansion. Roll with the sun, many matches.
I pull up, we rollin', we deeper than deep. Them angels invisible, watch how they creep. I know I'm elite, I know I'm the seed. I'm bought with a price, they want the receipts. I tell them the Bible is all that I need. I pull it, they leave, they make like a tree. No chosen, I know that you more like a beast. You rollin' with pride, but I roll with the meat. I don't need no naps, I don't need no sleep. Ain't selling no dope, but get changed on them streets. They conquer the west, I press to the east. Go pot with the Bible, extending my reach. Ain't toting no guns, but we got some range. Don't do it for dollars, we do it for change. Cut left from bleeding, the Bible to aid. They called it a murder, cause doctrine was slain.
Unprecedented events.
You are now flying.
SOT. Dream team. Let's go. Fervent heat. Let's go. Ay, 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 ay. Repeat after me. My G-O-D. He up top G. My precepts be on repeat. Your past ain't messing with me. I'm a SOG. 12 up boy, we the elites. We gon' turn this shit upside down, make it hot. 144,000 degrees. I've been a prophet since birth. Angels sent back to the earth. My nation was sold, I know we the gold. Don't try me, boy, I know my worth. Like Adam came out of the dirt. Image of God, boy, I know that shit hurt. It's brick in the city, we still on the block and we putting in work. Purple and gold on my shirt. We never rest, we alert. Saturday, pull up to campus, don't ask boy on Sunday, we blessing the church. I'm about to murk all these scoffers. Nigga, shut up, you getting this verse. He play with the fire, it's ashes to ashes, he don't need a hearse.
This is what the saints have been waiting for. The soundtrack to the end of the world. The symphony of destruction. If you're not ready, you better get ready. Let's go.
You are now flying.
Southwest. Seasons changing, we go harder. Barely get sleep, I hit the streets, I got my guard up. I know we probably did some things that we not proud of. That's why the Father had to leave us at the bottom. But I ain't tripping cause he got us. We on a mission, time ticking on that timer. Taking the kingdom ain't no secret, bro, we got it. Cause ain't no respect without power. Rise and shine, early grind, recognize I'm certified. 12 tribes worldwide, don't act like you ain't heard about it. I'm a young kind of fly, Babylon traumatized. Hit the block, prophesy. Hit me when you down the ride, nigga. Tell me now how you figure. You rob me for everything and then break me down to a nickel. Red clay be the dirt in them shackles of iron bigger. System made to enslave an intelligent mind, nigga. Listen, I got crumbs I barely eat. I got a bed I never sleep. I got a son I never see. So if I'm playing this for keeps, then he can play me for weak. And I ain't playing when I speak. They call it hatred when I'm only saying everything I see. Oppression all I ever see and it's making me mad. So every day I'm out here teaching under rebel flags until Messiah come and save me. Babylon enslaved me. Bahamas, that's what made me. But Mississippi raised me. Seasons changing, we go harder. Barely get sleep, I hit the streets, I got my guard up. I know we probably did some things that we not proud of. That's why the Father had to leave us at the bottom. But I ain't tripping cause he got us. We on a mission, time ticking on that timer. Taking the kingdom ain't no secret, bro, we got it. Cause ain't no respect without power.
Way down south at the bottom where I repented. Rebel flags over my head, you see that image? Red man, think I'm his led, he acting friendly, but I read the book and know what it said. Yeah, he my enemy, a problem what it's finna be. Tribe of Judah kin to me, reading all these scriptures in the Bible, give me energy. Lord Jehovah got me open, knowing he'll deliver me. Turn this thing around and show the world what we was meant to be. That's God's favorite. High haters, by haters, violated. God chosen, now it's time to annihilate them. How the earth, never know that we the world and eyes. And yeah, but one thing that's for certain, since his eyes, I take it. Wrote it down, broke it down in words, you can't change it. This the reason why I haters mad. The Bible make them angry. Wishing they could break us, trying to figure out an angle. We'll be still daddy prophesied till the angels come and save us.
See me rising up, you better get back. Harmless as a dove, but you still gon' feel my impact. That young lion, Simba back. Nourished off the Similac. Now everything you built is at stake. Don't forget that. So much you gotta pay for. Your destruction I pray for. I do not hit women, but I'm beating on this great whore. I'm no longer ignorant, I made it out that great war. Casting down doctrines now, need I say more? Yes, man, give me my respect now. Babylon falling and my knees on her neck now. She screaming, I can't breathe, I love that sound. Know what I'm saying? You looking at a God in the flesh now. Jeremiah 49, you about to drink up that cup. No, you trembling with fear because the army rising up. Christ told me hold fast up until the day he come, and I'ma give him all I have, hoping that it's good enough.
Seasons changing, we go harder. Barely can sleep, I hit the streets, I got my guard up. I know we probably did some things that we not proud of. That's why the Father had to leave us at the bottom. But I ain't tripping cause he got us. We on a mission, time ticking on that timer. Taking the kingdom ain't no secret, bro, we got us. Cause ain't no respect without power. I know you don't like it.
We're back in 875 and 25th and Naomi on the car. Strippers there now.
The purple a problem, that's a known fact, yeah. How we go hard on them, they like get up off us like.
Oh, scripture, how you call for me? Yeah, yeah. Oh, scripture, how you come for me? Yeah. I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager. Nobody got me the silence. Come for me. How you come for me? Know the word of God, I need your company. I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager.
Look, holding tight to the word of God, they know they think they're special. Serving the Lord and his people levels, chosen people special. Know that the body has been terrestrial, pray that we soon celestial. Them man been lying, thieving, roaming around them devils.
Don't say me, don't talk.
Stop it.
Keep it a low, the Sabbath, belly, Sabbath. Yeah. KJB, my armor. You don't want no drama. Prophets with that lava. Prophesy that.
Purple and golden numbers, like doctrine where you run. Like back at the sword, that's Hebrews 4. When I swing that sword, that's my man running.
Yeah.
About to come hot like sauna.
Can't come to the wall with no armor. Girl, hey, you don't know. Can't kill my vibe, my mother. No way.
Just came from the school, you know we local. Killing the old man, kill his old tools, old school. I keep the unity with brethren, you know we must do. I know we running from the ways, you know we must do.
Oh, scripture, how you call for me?
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, scripture, how you come for me?
Ooh, yeah.
I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager. Nobody got me the silence.
Come for me.
Ooh, yeah.
How you come for me? Know the word of God, I need your company. Ooh, yeah.
I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager.
Esau gon' fall in the kingdom come, you know we pick out the Jew.
Prophets of thought, yeah, to the ground, Jeremiah 14:2.
Woulda, coulda, roll around with no Huda.
Free Jeb with a blue Buddha.
Establishing order, no it's spiritual war, no it's warfare. If there's any demons, no we have to war them.
I'm sticking to the scripture, if you're my mister. Be my brother's keeper, we still enduring. Shiloh, we're praying that you come. Shiloh, praying that you come. Oh. Enduring in this fight, fight is a struggle, no can't deny you. Come for me,
yeah. On scripture, how you come for me,
yeah. I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager. Nobody got me the silence.
Come for me, how you come for me? Know the word of God, I need your company.
I know that you. With the scripture, yeah, all balance, yeah. Christ be the king and the manager.
So we no take no long talk from the dogs. Cause man I raving in wolves. Chief of his sound the alarm. Sound it. Cause man I raving in. Man I raving. Listen we no take no talk from the dogs. You man.
Cause man I raving and wolves. J-Wolf of his sound the alarm. Cause man I raving. If you know man I raving, man I raving. Raving, man I raving. You fi know man I raving, man I raving. Man I raving. You fi know man I raving, man I raving. Man I fire pan dirty Satan. They say wanna take the talk from the dogs. Cause man I raving and wolves. J-Wolf of his sound the alarm. Cause man I raving. If you know man I raving, man I raving. Man I raving. You fi know man I raving, man I raving. Man I raving. Man I raving in, man I raving in.
Yo, what's going on, Israel? What's going on? Shalom, Musa in Christ bless. Hope, Lord's will, everybody having a blessed Sabbath afternoon. Okay, you are tuned into another week of the Raven and Wolves radio show. You done know. Yes. Okay, because Benjamin shall raven as a wolf, and you read Genesis 49. Okay. But Israel, I want you all to check this, man. Yo, man, hey, I ain't did the show for a couple weeks, man. You know, last week I went to big up the office out there in Philly. You know, we went to his wedding last week. You know, the brother got married. Yo. You know, big up to the brother out there, man. Big up. Big up to his wife. Okay. May you all be blessed, the marriage be blessed. So last week I was at that wedding. You know, I was at a wedding last week. Okay, the week before, what we did?
It was another event.
You know.
Special event.
Yeah, so, it was another wedding also. Yeah, it's a lot of weddings taking place. So, yeah, man. So, I'm here this week, man, Israel. I'm here this week. So, we back. We in the building. Yeah, man.
We in this building.
So, yo, Israel, you done know. Okay, as I tell you all, I'm going to change up the show, man. I'm going to call it, instead of Raven and Wolves, okay, because you got to be a Bivonite to understand what Raven and Wolves is. I'm going to call it ET News. You know, and it's going for End of Time Prophecy or something like that.
Right.
End of Time Prophecy. Okay,
Fire!
All I'm going to be going over is the stuff that's going on in the world, the prophecies that's being fulfilled in the world.
Right.
Those are the stuff I'm going to be touching on. You feel me? So, today what I want to touch on today is I want the conception of terrorists. Okay, where does these terrorists come from? Okay, where does, because we always hear about terrorists. Okay, we always hear about war and terror and so forth, and we everybody want to know what's going on, but in doing some research and so forth, get to find out is propaganda that's being pushed out there, so a war could be waged on certain countries in order to steal resources and all type of crazy stuff, man. So I'm going to touch on that today, Israel. I'm going to touch on that. So, yo, I do want to touch on this first, man. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. I don't know if you all knew, but the Kenyan government, okay, they send troops in Haiti to kill the gangs, to kill the Haitian population. That's what they really went over there for. They went over there talking about they're going to stabilize Haiti. I don't know who these Kenyan, who they think they are, but the Haitian people, they ain't pushovers. You know what I mean? Right. You're not going to just go there and because I'm telling you what's going to happen. The Kenya going to go over there and they're going to realize they bite off more than they could chew. Okay? And them Haitians start to walk some obi on all you. You start seeing ghosts and all kind of thing. You like, yo, what's going on? Hey, let me stop it, man. A serious voodoo them I work on them. Anyways, yes, working voodoo and Obia is wrong, but the Haitian people deal with black magic. You know, but yo, let me tell you all something, man. But I watching the news, man, and all of a sudden, the Kenyan troop is in Haiti, right? And as you all know, they are over there. When you bring a outside troop into a country, usually they don't really care about civilians and so forth. So I already know that they're gonna attack civilians gonna get hurt and so forth. And the people gonna rise up and they're gonna try and them Haitians over there gonna catch, them Kenyans over there, a lot of them gonna die. Okay? All right? And what I want you all to understand, the reason why the Kenya send troops over there, police officers over there, is because America themselves don't want to go over there. You understand? So they need puppets to put over there to do their bidding. That's why the Kenyan police officers and troops is over there. They are being backed by the U.S. government. The U.S. government gives them hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, hundreds of millions of dollars to go over there. It tell you that the Kenyans and them is being paid extra. Each soldier is being paid, I think, is an extra $2,000 a week or something like that. You know, so they caking, but some of them ain't gonna make it back alive. Right. I could tell you that. You know, so let me tell you what happened. I'm watching the news and so forth. Okay, and all of a sudden, I start seeing news clip concerning Kenya, okay, about what's going on in Kenya. I don't know if you all realize what's going on in Kenya. Right now, there was civil unrest in Kenya. A lot of people got killed, shot in the head. The whole Kenya population, Gen Zs and so forth, rose up and they burned the parliament building in Kenya, man. Okay, the police officers were shooting civilians and all kind of stuff. I said, don't tell me them Haitians work some Obi on them over there in Kenya. I said, don't tell me them Haitians Obi on them. What going on over there? You know what I mean? I said, don't tell. Anyway, let me don't talk like that because, but let me tell you what really happening. Okay? There is a Most High God.
That's right.
You understand? There is a Most High God.
Facts.
That's right. Okay? And the scripture says, the Most High said, I'm going to disappoint the devices of the crafty.
Right.
So America and France, they trying to use the Kenya government to fight their war in Haiti for them. And the Most High God just turned everything around. So now the people in Kenya is uprising against the government. The same civil unrest that's in Haiti
is right there now.
It's the same civil unrest that's in Kenya. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
How coincidental that is. You go into another country to stop civil unrest, and you can't even control the civil unrest in your own country.
Right.
How ironic that is.
Right.
So, play that video for me. Let me show you what's going on in Kenya right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, Levi Obia them, man. Play that for me.
Kenyan youth back on the streets for another day of protests, second straight week of protests, despite President William Ruto withdrawing a controversial finance bill that they thought was going to make their life even more expensive. A lot of these people say it's no longer just about the finance bill, it's about the high cost of living in the country. It's about official corruption. It's about a government that does not listen to them. These young people feel betrayed by President William Ruto.
So they say it's not just about the finance bill.
Right.
For those of you all don't know, I'm going to give you all a little thing what's going on. So the president of Kenya, okay, they brought out a finance bill. Okay, the IMF tell them, listen, you got to start paying back some of that money we gave you. So in order to pay the IMF, the IMF back the money that the Kenyan government took from the IMF, okay, IMF said, listen, you got to tax the people. So they put a tax increase on Pampers. diapers, bread, milk, the essential things that people need to live. Okay? So the Kenyan people went crazy, man. And it is all to pacify the IMF. The IMF is behind all of this. Okay? The people say that the politician is corrupt. This is what the Kenyan people is saying. They are saying that their politician is corrupt. And guess what? We could see it too. Because the Kenyan president, I think Russo is his name. I saw him came to visit the United States of America. Okay, he there with Biden and all of that, shaking hands. I like, yo, you know, a lot of these black leaders, they are selling out the people. Okay, like the Kenya government, you know, they selling out the people. They are taking money from the IMF and they are pocketing it. And then they put in taxes on the people to pay back the loans that they take from the international monetary fund. Yeah. Okay? Now, I want you all to see this. Keep on playing.
Voted for him in the country. It's about official corruption. It's about a government that does not listen to them. These young people feel betrayed by President William Ruto. They voted for him in large numbers because he said he understood their plight. He was the hustler in chief and he was going to make their life better. 2 years in, they feel that he has betrayed them and they're taking the power back in their hands.
Okay.
Kenyan youth back on the streets
No. So when you look at, hey man, there's a lot of clips with this. Man, I'm telling you, man, they was shooting guns after them. Yo, they burned down the parliament building, man. Okay, the Kenyan people, they burn up the parliament building. I'm telling you. Yo, weeks later, the president turned around and said, okay, I'm going to scrap the bill. I'm going to scrap the bill. I changed my mind. Okay, but Lord's will, I'm going to touch on the IMF soon. Okay, Lord's will, in the future, I'm going to do a lesson on the IMF. I'm going to show you all what the role the IMF play in controlling the people of Africa and controlling the nations. Okay? So the Kenyan people is so ironic. You go into Haiti trying to stabilize Haiti and you got problems in your own country. You understand? Okay? That's where the Most High God says, I will disappoint the counsel of the crafty. You took crafty counsel saying, I'm going to go to Haiti and kill the Haitian people, right? And bring peace over there, and you can't even control what's going on in your country. You understand? You can't even control what's going on. You can't control the people in your country. You know, the Most High is a mastermind, and it's the Most High behind this.
Right.
It's not you. Right. You Haitians is not that voodoo that you're working. Okay? It's not you think you roll a coconut shell and do something. That's why this happening over there. You know they probably work some voodoo, you know. You know, and say, yo, they can work.
Yeah.
You see what I want? No, it's God behind all of this.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Remember, they already believed that same voodoo gave them we call it the freedom from France. They thought that the same voodoo that gave them that freedom. So it's easy for them to think that their voodoo is the one that caused what's going on in Kenya right now.
Okay. Yeah, man. So that's some good stuff right there, man. Mm-hmm. Okay. You don't get anything to say on that?
Yo, Deke, it's the Lord, man, because that day, that's why we gotta start time stamping the shows, the classes. When Deke was going in about Haiti, when Deke was teaching doing the class about the drama that's going on in Haiti,
right?
There was scriptures that was in 2 Ezra 15 and 16 was one of them. Where it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. So Deacon was bringing out about how there's going to be destabilization going on with various countries, and the people not going to respect their government that's over them.
Right.
So the same thing that was going on in Haiti, Kenya got involved, and now the same thing happening to them now. Right. And the people not respecting their government, the kings and princes over them. You know, so they got involved in those situations and they ain't washed their own dirty drawers. So
right, and America is the one pulling the strings behind all of this with their policies. The IMF, right? They're the ones that send the Kenyans over in Haiti. America is the one who's can control, who's pushing all this oppression you see happening.
Yeah, man. So, yo, you don't know. So, hey, so a lot of y'all want to know where terrorists came from. Where these terrorists came from, man. Okay? Because we keep hearing about terrorists. And guess who is always labeled as a terrorist? Guess who is always labeled as terrorists? The Arabs.
Allah Akbar.
You know, Arabs, Ishmael.
Yeah.
Okay, they always labeled as a terrorist. Now, let me tell you all something about. I want you to see this. Let me see the videos and them there. I want to show you all something, right? No. Okay. Let me see. Go to play 15 for me. Yeah. 15, yeah, man. I want you all to hear this. We good?
Also heard that the U.S. has kept the peace in the world for 75 years. But he didn't mention that we killed 2 million Koreans, between 3 and 5 million Vietnamese, Laotians, and Cambodians, and led directly to the rise of Pol Pot and another 2 million dead there. He didn't talk about the 1 million dead Iraqis, the 500,000 dead Syrians, and Pakistanis, and Afghans, and Libyans, and now Yemenis, where at the very minimum, 250,000 people have been killed. The war in Somalia, something like 250,000 people died in that famine, most of them children under the age of 5. The people who always get left out of that are the people of Indonesia and East Timor and Bangladesh. 500,000 dead in the civil war caused by the American coup in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. He always says America has kept the peace for 75 years. Does it only matter that Russia hasn't fought Germany again? And these other people's lives just don't count? The USA has killed a Holocaust worth of civilians.
So, yo.
Damn.
So, what I want to show is it talk about coups and, okay, and so forth and so on. Okay. The United States have been involved in a lot of coups all over the world, toppling governments, toppling leaders, assassinating leaders. Okay, America have been involved in working with terrorist group to fight other countries and so forth. A lot of the terrorist groups and them, they were founded by the CIA. Okay, they was founded by the CIA, and that's what I'm going to show you all. A lot of them groups was founded by the CIA. A lot of the terrorist organization that you see today, I'm going to show you all they work for America and the land of Israel. Okay, these are the things I'm going to show you on. Now, I just want to touch on Africa a little, right? I want to touch on Africa a little. Now, I just show you all what's going on in Kenya. Okay, the IMF or the Kenya government, they need to start collecting back their money. So the Kenya government raise taxes on the people. The people, there was civil unrest and so forth. They burned down the Parliament House. But let me show you what the scripture says concerning Africa and world economics. Okay? Now go to Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and what? I want 4 or 5, right? I'm going to show you what God, the Bible prophecy, says about world economics and Africa. Okay? Africa in general, not the Arabs, because the Arabs is making money off the oil and they're getting rich. Okay, but I'm going to show you what God says concerning economics and the countries of Africa, those dark nations. Read.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see.
Come and see.
And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say.
So he had a pair of balances. What you use balances for? Justice. You understand? For justice. Okay, read on.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts. A measure of wheat for a penny.
Oh no, the balances is what you use to like sell stuff.
Wait, you wait
You know, so when it says a balance is going into trade. That's
Right.
what it's going into. That's why I say a balance. Because when you go in the market back in the days, you're gonna put the grains and stuff on a balance and you wear it and you wait. You understand? So it's going into trade. It's going into economics. Okay, that's what the balance represent. Okay, buying and selling. Okay, read on.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny.
A measure of wheat for a penny.
And 3 measures of barley for a penny.
So what is this saying? You got 3 measure of barley for a penny and a measure of wheat for a penny. What is this saying? It's saying that the dark nation, that dark horse is going into the dark nations. Okay, it's saying that Europe and America will deal with them unjustly. You understand? It means that their money gonna be worthless, and the stuff that will be buying, the trade gonna be off. You understand? How the hell you buying a barley for a penny, and then you getting 3 barley for the same penny?
Yeah.
It's showing that Europe and America, they will be dealing unjustly and robbing and stealing from African resources. This is what this is going into. Okay, because when you go into the IMF give these leaders of these African nation loans. And with them loans come stipulations. Okay, stipulations like what? We're going to have to tap into your resources. We're going to have to buy your resources for a very cheap price. Okay? We're going to buy your resources for a very cheap price. So that's what this scripture is talking about. Read that again.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Okay, so from there, I want you to go to play video number 6 for me, and then play video number 3 for me.
Do you think Thomas Sankara was a good leader? In just 4 years, when became president, he built 350 schools, multiple railways and roads without international aid. He planted 10 million trees to fight desertification, vaccinated 2.5 million kids against diseases. He banned forced marriages, which were rampant, increased the literacy rate of this country by 60%, and stopped French imperialism. He refused to have his portrayed home publicly as other presidents did. He was murdered by his best friend, Blaise Compaoré, who was controlled by France. His friend later ruled the country for 27 years. So, in your opinion...
So y'all see that. This brother was a revolutionary. He was changing up a lot of stuff in his country, in Africa. Okay? And what they did, French helped his friend to murder him and get him out of office. Okay, he was assassinated. Okay, that's what they did to him. Okay, so once you go against the IMF, okay, because it said he was against France imperial power, right? Meaning he was pulling away his country from depending on the IMF, from depending on Europe and so forth. Okay, and what they did, they rise up, they paid his friend off, supported his friend, and his friend killed him and assassinated him. Okay? That's what happened. Okay? There's a lot of coups and so forth that take place in Africa. You got the CIA going over there, and they train militants and so forth, and those militants rise up and kill their leaders. And then guess what? Them militants just end up turning down the line. them militants just end up turning and fighting against other countries and America. Then America stand back like, oh, what's going on? Militants, but you created them. Okay? Play video number 3 for me.
Libya under Muammar al-Gaddafi tried. What did they do to him? They killed him.
They killed him.
Burkina Faso under Thomas Isidore Sankara tried it. What did they do to him? They killed him. Ghana under the Osagie for Kwame Nkrumah tried it. What did they do to him? Removed him from power. Tanzania under Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere tried it. What did they do to him? They undermined his economy. Mozambique under Samora Moises Machel tried it. What did they do to him? They killed him.
Wait, it doesn't end there. What about Ruben Umnyobe of Cameroon? Amilcar Cabral of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, Felix Moumier of Cameroon, Sylvanus Olympio of Togo, Hamani Diori of Niger, Laurent Désiré Kabila of DR Congo, Samuel Doe of Liberia, Eduardo Mondlane, Marion Nguabi, Barthélemy Boganda, Pierre Mulele, and many others.
So whenever you tried to decolonize in all spheres, the former colonizer turned policeman of the world or policeman of the world will take you out.
So you all see that. Okay, I'm showing you all the birth of terrorism, okay? Now you have many leaders that rise up in Africa and try to go against the colonizer. Try to go against colonialism. Okay, neo-colonialism. Okay, so they're trying to go against that, all these leaders, and what ended up happening? They were assassinated by America, France, Europe. Okay, I'm telling you all gotta understand how serious this is, how serious business is. Okay, but what I'm gonna show you all is not just America send the CIA and set up coups and so forth to assassinate leaders of other country that goes against their agenda, okay, that try to uplift their people, okay, but let me show you all what they do. Okay, a lot of things that you see going on in the world today with all these people these terrorists, okay, they were created by Israel and America. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna show you all. Okay, now I send something there to you on it's an article. Is it there? I don't see. I sent an article about the US government. Yeah. So play that and put that up for me. I want you all to see this. I'm going to go into the original terrorism, man, the inception of it. Who started terrorism? Okay.
Says U.S. government spent over $500 million on fake Al-Qaeda propaganda videos that track location of viewers.
So you all see that. The U.S. government spent over $500 million on fake Al-Qaeda news propaganda videos. Okay, so a lot of them propaganda videos you saw there on Al-Qaeda, it was put out there by the U.S. government. Okay, keep on reading.
The Pentagon hired a UK-based PR firm to produce and disseminate videos during the Iraq War.
So you all see that. They was producing and disseminating videos during the Iraq War. Why were they doing this? Why the Pentagon was doing this? It was to rise public persuasion against the Arabs. They was trying for the U.S. public to support them invading Iraq, going to war in Iraq. So they needed the public to side with them. So what they did, they put a bunch of propaganda video out there. Okay. Oh, that's why remember what it was called in 2001, 2002. Remember what that whole war was called. It was called a war on terror. Okay, that's what Bush labeled it. Okay, and all of a sudden is a war on terror. War on terror. After 9/11, that's all you was sharing. War on terror. The Arabs is evil. We need to go to war with them. Let me tell you something. All of that was propaganda, so they could go over there in the land of to go over there in the Middle East and do what they gotta do.
Yep.
You understand?
Mass murder.
Right, because they said there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, you know, which was a lie. Okay. What else they say? They say, well, there is a lot of things they were saying which is lies.
Right.
Okay. Same thing with Gaddafi. They put all type of names on him, call him all type of stuff. But when you look into Gaddafi, Gaddafi was taking care of his people. Okay. And what they did, they France and NATO, okay, under Hillary Clinton, they came together and they killed Gaddafi. Okay, why? Because Gaddafi was trying to create a monetary system in Africa which would rival the US dollar.
Right.
And the French money. Okay? So French would lose power over there in Africa and so forth. So what they did, they labeled him a terrorist and they start a coup and they killed him and assassinate him. You know, that's just what happened. You know what I mean? No. And then they disseminate lies here throughout the United States of America for everybody to think that this man was so evil. Right. You know? Now, really and truly, it does not matter to me what the hell they do in the sense, what these kings of these nations doing, because when you read the Bible, Christ prophesied there will be wars and rumors of wars. Right. Okay? And these is the things that's going to happen, and there's nobody going to be able to stop it. Okay? So I understand that all the evil that America is doing, okay, all the evil that Europe and France is doing, they are fulfilling prophecy. Okay, and I'm not against I'm not against the evil that they doing. Some of y'all might be like, okay, I'm not against the evil that they doing. Okay, Christ says there must be wars and rumors of wars. Okay, so you all keep doing what you all doing. Keep afflicting the people on the earth, and yo, see what's gonna happen. Okay, now check this, right? Okay, that was it on that. No, keep on reading.
Yeah, we never really got
Yeah, keep on reading.
It says a former contractor for a UK-based public relations firm says that the Pentagon paid more than $500 million for the production and dissemination of fake Al-Qaeda videos that portray the insurgent group in a negative light. The Bureau of Investigative Journalism reported that the PR firm Bell Pottinger worked alongside top U.S. military officials at Camp Victory in Baghdad at the height of the Iraq War. The agency was tasked with crafting TV segments in the style of unbiased Arabic news reports, videos of Al-Qaeda bombings that appeared to be filmed by insurgents, and anti-insurgents commercials, and those who watch the videos could be tracked by U.S. forces. Scroll down.
Yeah.
The report of Bell Pottinger's involvement in the video harkens back to more than 10 years ago, when the Washington-based PR firm Lincoln Group was revealed to have produced print news stories and placed them in Iraqi newspapers. According to the Los Angeles Times, who obtained the 2005 document, the stories were intended to tout the U.S.-led efforts in Iraq and denounce insurgent groups.
Okay, so, hey man, this is, read on.
Bell Pottinger was first tasked by the interim Iraqi government in 2004 to promote democratic elections. They received $540 million between May 2007 and December 2011, but could have earned as much as $120 million from the U.S. in 2006.
What? Oh, keep it.
Lord Tim Bell, a former Bell Pottinger chairman, confirmed the existence of the contract with the Sunday Times. The Pentagon also confirmed that the agency was contracted under the Information Operations Task Force, by insisting that all material distributed was truthful.
Oh, so you'll see that. Okay, so these people control the media, and the same thing they did there, they're gonna do it to us also. I just want you all to understand that.
Right.
Okay, so I want you all to go. So the war on terror, a lot of the information that was put out there and so forth, it was all propaganda. I want you all to understand that. It was all propaganda. Get to find out that everything that America said concerning Saddam and the war on terror, it was a lie.
Dang.
Okay? Now, let me see the other videos you got there. It was all a lie.
So basically, he is the real terror.
Yes, the real terrors of the earth is Europe and America and the land of Israel. Now, I want you to play. I want you to play. Let me see. To play 11 for me.
The U.S. needs Islamophobia to breed support for these wars against Muslim majority countries. Because if you don't demonize Muslims at home, how do you think you're going to raise a generation of young people who are prepared to pick up a gun and go fight against Muslims in a country they can't even find on a map? It's only when you demonize people and convince young soldiers that they are not worth it. They did it in Vietnam by calling people gooks. They did it in World War II by calling people Japs, and with those cartoons of those caricatures of what Japanese people look like. And when you round people up and put them in concentration camps in the desert, saying that they're all a threat to us because they're of Japanese ancestry, citizenship be damned, you're telling young soldiers that anyone who looks like that is dangerous and worthy of dying. So that's why we're seeing a rise in racism and Islamophobia at home. It's not an accident.
So you all hear that? It's not an accident why you see there is a rise in Islamophobia. Okay? What is going on? They are labeling all of these Arabs terrorists. Okay, and why America is doing that? Because guess what? They want the kids and them to grow up to thinking, yo, all Arabs is terrorists. These people is evil. So they not gonna have no, how to say it, sympathy.
Right.
When they go to war, when it come to war, they're gonna kill the Arabs and so forth. Okay, and they are not gonna have sympathy. That's what's going on in the land of Israel today. For decades, they've been teaching the Israeli population, these little Jewish kids, okay, these little synagogues of Satan kids, that the Arabs is wicked and evil. The Arabs is in our land. We need to get them out and exterminate them out of our land. So now these 18, 20, 22-year-old, these military soldiers that's in the is in the Israeli army, you know, they have no sympathy when it comes to Arab kids and babies. They watch at all of them as a threat, and that's why you see what's going on in Israel is going on in Israel. You understand? Kids being bombed and killed and so forth is because they don't care, because that Islamophobia was taught to these kids when they was young.
Right.
You understand? So it's the same thing with us. Like growing up, I used to like to watch G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe. I don't know if you all remember that. That's way back in the day.
That's old school.
That's in the 80s. You know what I mean? Was basically you had American soldiers fighting against, I think, Cobra, right?
Yeah, Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra. I think Cobra is Russians. You understand? I think they are Russians. Okay, all of that was propaganda to program you to stand and fight for America. It's the same thing with what's that movie with what's his name? Rambo. Was the same thing with Rambo.
Yes.
Remember Rambo 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
Was all about America fighting who? Fighting the Vietnamese.
Vietnam, right.
Because they said we need for people to want to join the war. Let's make a movie and make it popular. This where Rambo came out. Rambo was bad, man. That dude with that He had that Rambo knife in the jungle, killing them Vietnamese. You understand? I ain't lying, man. That was yo. You watch that movie, you say, yo, I'm going and join the army. You know, so. But I want you all to see how the propaganda that they use to mess with your views of people,
right, and
to indoctrinate you to hate people and to go to war and so forth. Okay, I wonder what else they're gonna use. What's the new thing they're gonna use? The new thing I think they're gonna use. They already start. They try labeling us hate group and so forth, and they're gonna try to come against us hard, and they will turn the population against us. You know what I mean? They will turn a lot of people against us. They're gonna label us all type of terms. They already start extremists and all of that. They're gonna spend billions, not millions, not 500 million, billions of dollars to paint a narrative about those of us that fear God and keep His commandment, you know. And they're gonna look for dumb Israelite groups, you know, dumb brothers and sisters that's evil. Okay, you know the scripture says, let none of us suffer being an evildoer.
Right.
But the thing about it, some of you brothers and sisters online, you know you are Israelite, but you have not repent. You do dumb, evil stuff. You know what I mean? Now, I saw a news video with, with a news video with a brother from another camp. I think he abused his kid or something like that. Punch him up in his face. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, you know, stuff like that they're going to use to come against all of us. You know what I mean? Okay, stuff like that they're going to use to come against all of us. They're going to take them little clips and videos and they're going to publicize it all over the world. This is what the Black Hebrew Israelites really about. You know, all them negative videos that you see that was wrong on YouTube, okay? All of them videos going to be used in the future against us. Okay? There was one video with this one camp. They was on the street teaching, and this woman passed by with her daughter, and the brothers was like, yeah, do you like being raped? You know you're gonna be raped and this and that. And they talking about cutting women a little, talking about you a faggot if you don't want to rape a woman. All these videos, Esau have saved them.
Right.
You understand? And they're gonna create a serious propaganda machine to come against Israel in a whole. These dudes and them that talk like that and do that stuff, they're not going to be in the truth. You know, they're not going to be around. They're not going to stand for the Lord. You know, a lot of them going back into the world. You understand? But what's going to happen is they will use them dumb, stupid stuff that a lot of you unbelieving brothers and sisters do to come against us and build a propaganda machine against us. Okay? That's why we tell you, brothers, yo, do evil to no man, and none of you all should suffer being an evildoer. Do not be an evildoer. Do not steal. Do not kill. Okay? Do not commit robbery. Don't do evil. Okay? None of you all should suffer being an evildoer. Okay? So from there, because the scripture said, least the ministry be blamed. Okay? So, anyways, I went on a little rant there for a minute. So
you were talking about the media propaganda, how they cast a spell on the populace. In the media, they have something called trigger words. And trigger words, when you hear certain words, they perpetuate certain words. They put certain words out there and they put images behind it, ads and things of that nature. And what the so-called white man is doing, he's programming you to think a certain way when you hear a certain word. So when you hear the word terrorist or you hear the word hate group, it triggers a spell. And in your mind, you're like, whoever the terrorist is, whoever the hate group is, that person or that group is automatically evil. Whatever is done to them is justified. So it's a spell that they put out there. And even with the war on terror thing, like when you see an Arab, like you think like, okay, there's a possibility that he might blow this plane up, or you know what I mean? Like there's a thought that goes in because that's media programming.
Right.
But I ain't lying. I am scared of these Arabs. When I see these Arabs, I'm like, yo, you know, because the reason why, because God said, yo, they're gonna rise up and bite them for all the evil. Because the Arabs and them, a lot of them don't have armies, right? So in order for them to fight back against oppression, okay, they become what you call revolutionaries, but they are labeled hate groups. Okay, hate groups are militants, terrorist group. You understand? Because they are not an army. There's little insurgents of them doing terrorist activity and so forth. You know what I mean? So hey man, I am not afraid of these damn Arabs.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the sense that I see one on the. I'm watching you, you know what I mean? I'm watching you. You better don't try nothing, brethren.
The Lord said he's a wild man. You can't trust a wild man.
Bible says Ishmael ain't gonna fight against every man, and every man gonna fight against him. You know? So I'm in the tunnel or something. I see an Arab, I'm like, yo, Lord, please have mercy on me. Help me to get out of this tunnel here before this man do something stupid. Anyways, but even that is programming too, you understand? But okay, but check this, I want you to play. So that video is not by coincidence why you see all these stuff being put out there about terrorists and so forth and so on, the war on terror and all of that. All of that was to program people to look at the Arabs at a certain way, in a certain light. Okay? Now, where does these terrorists come from? I want you to see something. I want you to go to 12. Play video number 12 for me.
Subversion, trying to foil plots against the state of Israel, political plots and others.
You tell the story about how you tried to find out what they call the Mossad when they deal with publicly?
I thought it was a reasonable question, but the trouble is you can't pick up the phone book. There's no Langley in Israel that you can look up, CIA, or in our case, the Mossad. We thought we should ask, what shall we call it in English? You can translate the Hebrew words, as I said, Mossad is institute, but when they write a letter to their friends in the CIA or the British intelligence, what do they call themselves? It took a while. It was a matter of asking the Prime Minister's spokesman. The best you could do, because officially the Mossad is under the Prime Minister's office. And I think he sort of wondered why you want to know and all that, so we explained. And he came up with the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I mean, if it were to have initials, it would be ISIS. Just simple words like that. Interestingly enough, kind of a British model.
He says the Israeli Secret what?
Intelligence Service.
Intelligence Service. So, the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. A Secret Intelligence Service. That's what ISIS mean. Y'all understand? It's not coincidence. The Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. That's what ISIS mean. Okay? Right. Now this is 1982. Y'all understand? This was in 1982. What month it was? I don't know. I was just born, 1982. You feel what I'm saying? This is when this came out. Okay? So Mossad is ISIS. I want you all to understand that. Okay, Mossad is ISIS. Oh, man. No. I want you all to see this, man. Mossad is ISIS. Now, let me see video number 1. Let me see that video there. Listen to this, all right?
It is beyond naive to suggest that the U.S. doesn't have its fingerprints all over ISIS. In fact, tell me this, why has ISIS never once, or al-Nusra Front or Al-Qaeda, not once have they attacked Israel? In fact, ISIS militants are getting medical attention in the Golan Heights and in Israel itself. What does that tell you? There is absolute continuity, but the actual policy, just like the Project for a New American Century laid out very clearly, that a, quote, new Pearl Harbor would be necessary to achieve this goal of full spectrum dominance. You could never tell the American people, or the world for that matter, we're going to fight wars of aggression where we're going to have to invade and occupy, we're going to have to spend hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars to achieve the goal of full spectrum dominance, which is to control, absolute control over air, land, sea, and space and cyberspace. The American people never would have bought it, so you can't tell them that. You have to tell them a bunch of lies. And we see this over and over again.
Okay.
Good stuff.
I
said a lot there.
You know the scripture says they mouth going to tell on them?
Yep.
So
Yep.
America and Israel, they have a big role to play in ISIS. Remember, ISIS is Israel Secret Intelligence Service. Okay, that's what ISIS means. Okay? He says, have you ever, what he said, ISIS is, a lot of the militants is being treated in the Golan Heights. You understand? He said, you never realize why ISIS and them never really attack certain places, never really attack America in certain places. They never attack. Okay? Because ISIS was created when? ISIS was created during the War on Terror. Before the War on Terror, I never heard about ISIS. Nobody never heard about ISIS. All of a sudden, some dudes that start showing up on television chopping people heads off. I said, what the hell is this?
Jihadi John.
Yeah, the dudes with masks off over their face and stuff, and people there and they cutting their head off and sending videos. All of that was to get people scared. All of that was propaganda. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of that was Esau behind them masses.
Yep.
Was CIA agents, was Mossad agents. Okay, kidnapping people and cutting their head off and videotaping it and sending it all over the world. Why were they doing that? To create fear. Okay, because in order for Israel and America to do what they want to do in the Middle East, they need the people to support them. Okay, they need support from the people. And once the people support them, and in order to create support, they got to create phobia. They got to create fear. Okay, they got to create chaos and fear. So once they create fear, chaos and fear, it's going to justify them in going to war and so forth. I want you all to understand. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay, now I want you all to see this. Play video number 10 for me. Play video number 10. Even with Hamas, okay, the Israeli government helped boost the Hamas. Okay, play that for me.
So are you saying Benjamin Netanyahu deliberately boosted Hamas to try to prevent a Palestinian state?
Yeah, sure. He deliberately and systematically even told, on record, whoever wants to avoid the threat of a two-state solution has to support my policy of paying protection money to the Hamas.
So what we did, with the permission of our Prime Minister, is to let Qatar to transfer a huge amount of money in cash, probably more than $1.4 billion. By doing it, we increased the power of Hamas. We did everything in order to make sure that Hamas will go on controlling Gaza, and Palestinian Authority will control the West Bank, so they will fight each other.
Netanyahu maintains the Qatar money was to avoid a humanitarian catastrophe. Having helped to build up Hamas, Netanyahu has now vowed to destroy it.
He fed the beast, and it exploded in our face. If you base your national security strategy solely on force, then you need to win 20.
No, check it. No, I want you all to see what Netanyahu did. He gave them 1.7 billion, a lot of money he gave to Hamas. And Hamas was using that money to buy weapons and missiles and all of that. Because Netanyahu know, in order for me, guess what? I'm going to build them up. And when they meet us, they going to do something. Okay, we going to go, we going to terrorize the Palestinians. They're going to get mad and they're going to retaliate. And we're going to use that and try to use world opinion, okay, to label them terrorists and to wipe the Palestinian people out of the land. That was the whole ploy, the whole scheme. You feel what I'm saying? But it's backfiring a little. You all understand? It's backfiring. Now, that's what you see going on. It's backfiring. Okay, so that's video number 1 you had just played. All right, I want you to play video number 2 for me. I want you all to listen to this. I want you all to listen to this.
Find there an extraordinary information. There will be 2 big buildings in the land of Edom, which today we relate the word Edom to America.
Pause.
And those are the...
So this rabbi said, Edom, in the land of Edom, the 2 buildings, there will be 2 big buildings for in the land of Edom, and we do relate Edom to America. No, Edom ain't just America. Edom is you too. But let's hear what let's hear what these rabbi prophesy and so forth. Let's listen.
An extraordinary information. There will be 2 big buildings in the land of Edom, which today we relate the word Edom to America. And those are the biggest, the tallest buildings in the world. And they will be brought down completely. And that will be the sign of the beginning of tremendous wars that will end only in the coming of the Mashiach. 1 week before, one of the great rabbis in Israel, a Hasidic rabbi, he came with some people, some of his disciples in the car.
Pause. Now, a lot of y'all be like, when you see certain videos, you'll be like, yo, this is some conspiracy theory. Do you know, like, I always hear people say, it's like all the Jewish people didn't show up to work when the building went down. You know, like I hear everybody say that, you know, Jewish people always on time. They go to work every day. Right. So I ain't paid no mind, you know what I mean? But in watching some of these, there's a lot of truth to a lot of these conspiracy stuff you hear out there, you know what I mean? Okay? So he says a week before the World Trade Center, right? I want you to hear what he said. Keep on playing.
That will end only in the coming of the Mashiach. 1 week before, one of the great rabbis in Israel, a Hasidic rabbi, he came with some people, some of his disciples in the car, and they were coming towards the evening. He didn't want to lose the time of Mincha, you know, the prayer of the afternoon. So he said, please, can you stop right here? I want to daven, I want to pray Mincha here. They prayed Mincha with Minyan in front of everybody passing in Manhattan. Where? Right there, near the World Center. After he finished the davening, the prayer, he said, say bye-bye to those buildings because you are not going to see them no more. Say bye-bye to those buildings because you are not going to see them no more.
It's common knowledge Israeli Mossad and the CIA are behind the 9/11 terror attacks. Francesco Cossiga, President of Italy.
Pause. So you see what the President of Italy said? That's a statement he said. He says, evident that the United States and Mossad was behind the 9/11 attacks. You all understand? No, it's not a coincidence. A rabbi, he said, I want to dab. Dab is when they, you know, when they be praying and they be going like that, like they humping something. Okay? So they were doing, the rabbi said, he went and he dabbed in front of the World Trade Center. And then he said, yo, by next week, these 2 buildings going to be flattened. Okay? And this is an eyewitness. This is what, you know what I mean? So the Jewish, certain people knew what was about to happen. Okay, and it's not coincident that a lot of Jewish people, all of them stayed home that day. Okay? It's not coincidence. All right? Now, go to play 13 for me. Nothing surprised me anymore.
Newspaper Ma'ariv has reported Israel's former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly said the September 11th attacks have been good for Israel. Netanyahu said, quote, we're benefiting from one thing, and that is the attack on the Twin Towers and Pentagon and the American struggle in Iraq. Newspaper Ma'ariv has reported Israel's...
Now keep playing again. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Newspaper Ma'ariv has reported Israel's former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly said the September 11th attacks have been good for Israel. Netanyahu said, quote, "We're benefiting from one thing, and that is the attack on the Twin Towers and Pentagon and the American struggle in Iraq."
Okay, take that down. So who had everything to benefit when the World Trade Center came down? Who had everything to benefit? You all heard it out of Netanyahu mouth himself. Right. Okay, you could go and pull them things up. He said one thing, Israel is benefiting from the 9/11. Why? Because when 9/11 took place, guess what? Israel always wanted to take down Saddam, because Saddam Hussein was one of their greatest threats. Okay, but so in order for Israel to feel safe and keep doing in order for them to accomplish the vision that they want to accomplish, which is from the river to the sea, they said we need to eliminate Saddam. Saddam is one of the most powerful military and all of that over there in the east. We need to eliminate him. So America was really doing Israel's job when they went to war in Iraq. It was not of weapons of mass destruction. It was about eliminating Saddam. Okay, it was about toppling the government. That's what it was about over there in Iraq. Okay, so Netanyahu said, listen, man, it benefited us. One thing I could say, the 9/11 benefited us. Okay, the things we wanted to accomplish out there in the east, we were able to accomplish it because of that. Okay, why? Because remember the other video we just played? It says that Israel and America, they had a role to play in that, man. Okay, play video number 5 for me.
Western media at all that there was about 20 million Muslims who protested and demonstrated against ISIS and were making clear that ISIS has nothing to do with genuine Islam. We created that, and again I say that's not an accident. The creation of ISIS is not an accident. We know that Al-Qaeda is the CIA database. That was not an accident. These are the Frankensteins that Western intelligence agencies and Mossad create in order to justify our policies in the region, which are basically to destroy that entire region, to balkanize that region so that ultimately Israel can expand. And the American government is bought and paid for by Israel. And it couldn't be more obvious. Netanyahu's 3 visits to the U.S. Congress, where these sycophants, traitors in the U.S. Congress, sit there and give him 29 standing ovations, tells you everything about who owns the U.S. Congress, which is nothing but a den of traitors.
Yo, things is getting good on the earth, man. Oh man, let me see. So let's play our. So let me see 3. Let me see. Dun 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 dun. Did I play 13? Okay, play 14 for me. I want you to listen to this. Yes.
Is this a solid confession, or am I tripping? This is the Prime Minister of Israel in an interview in 1996.
I said that the West really doesn't understand militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
Whoa. Is that just a conspiracy? Why would he say that before it even happened? Why would he? Is that a conspiracy, people? Because is it just a coincidence he said that? Okay. The World Trade Center was targeted. I want you all to understand that. It was targeted to start war in the Middle East. It was targeted. Them people, over 3,000 people died. I think they were sacrificed. You understand? You know, because ever since 2004, you know, remember they said, okay, they went, they bombed Afghanistan, killed millions of people over there. Okay, they say they're liberating Afghanistan. All right, when they finished with Afghanistan, what they did after that? They went for Iraq. They said, this is war on terror, war on terrorists. We hunting all you terrorists. You understand? No, everybody thinking that, it's really about war on terrorists. These Arabs is evil as hell. I remember where I was when the World Trade Center come down. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You saw the plane fly into the tower and all of that. I'm like, damn. Everybody was moaning and crying, and I'm like, damn, this is some crazy stuff. But how ironic it's gonna be to find out that, guess what? The people behind it is Mossad and high-level people in the U.S. government. Okay? You're seeing these eyewitness accounts, these accounts where people like, this building gonna be done, gonna be flattened in a week. Okay, why? Because they knew what was gonna happen. The Jewish community, a lot of the leaders, they know what was gonna happen. That's why all these Jewish people didn't go to work. Okay? No. All right. What video I missed? I didn't play there. Hey, play 4 for me.
We found this leaked video.
Yeah, play that for me. What that is? All right. What that video is saying?
Of Benjamin Netanyahu talking to some settlers on the West Bank.
You can take that off. Nah, take down that video there. I don't want that now. Yeah, I don't want that now. You know, hey, the scripture says they mouth gonna tell upon them, man. Okay, let me see video number 3. Let me see what I'm talking about. Let me see that. All right, not that. Take that down. Okay. All right. Did I play video number 5? Yes. 1, 2. Yes. Okay. What 17 is about? And 18. Let me see that. Okay. All right. You can take that down. Okay. No. Yeah. We're going to play that. I want, hey. Let me see 18 real quick. What that is about. All right, that's rush. Okay, take that down. I'm gonna want that in a minute too. What 23 is about? Okay, all of that is okay, I got it. I see where I'm at now. All right, so Beezy, bring out what you want to bring out.
Okay, play the link. IT, play that link for me real quick. So this goes into what the deacon is bringing out, that America and the Jewish people, right? These are the things that they use. These are the war tactics that they use, right? They control the what do you call it?
IMF?
Yes, they control the minds of the people by popular persuasion, right? But this article goes into what they did in 2001 with the Trade 11, with 9/11, when they passed that bill, which make it legal for them to invade and use military force and go against the nations. Because prior to that, it wasn't really legal, so they had to do that. They had to pass that bill and create that environment in order to execute, to invade countries, right? They had to create terrorists, as you said. Read that.
Bush administration.
This part, the top part.
You gotta scroll back up to the top on the screen.
To the top.
All the way up.
To the beginning, bro.
All right. It says the authorization for use of military force. is a joint resolution of the United States Congress, which became law on September 18th, 2001.
So you see that? 2001. This September 11 was when the World Trade Center got destroyed, right? Jump down. Read the which party said continue it from
Right.
authorization.
Authorizing the use of the United States Armed Forces against those responsible for the September 11 attacks. The authorization granted the president the authority to use all necessary and appropriate force against those whom he determined.
Meaning they could go and bomb the hell out of anybody they feel like bombing. Right? Come on.
Planned, authorized, committed, or aided the September 11 attacks.
They could attack anybody. They could do what they want to do through this bill that they passed, this policy. Read.
Or who harbored said persons of groups.
So they could just attack. If they make a propaganda and said, you with these guys, they could just legally attack. Come on.
The AUMF was passed by the 107th Congress on September 18, 2001.
So that's the name of the bill, the AUMF, all right? September 18, 2001, right? George Bush. So you see that. So now give me Daniel 8, verse 25, real quick.
No, and what I want you all to understand, APEC was behind this bill being passed too. Okay, APEC, all these bills that you see being passed in Congress, APEC is behind it because the whole mission was to go to war in Afghanistan and to go to war in Iraq. Iraq was the real goal. Okay, also Iran, but he left Iran alone at that time.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25.
Come on.
And through his policy.
Through his policy. So this is talking about the white man in general. Esau is talking about the America and the Jewish state. Through their policies, through the laws that they make. Come on.
Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
So this is how he prospers a nation. He make policies, right? Policies that help him to invade and oppress and bring his army into other people countries and murder them and colonize and take their resources through his trickery. For example, when he say that there's terrorists in this country, he invade the country and take over the government. Read on.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Come on.
And by peace shall destroy many.
And he said by peace he shall destroy many. Because this is what America does when they goes into these other countries. They say they're going to stop the terrorists. They're going for peace. They're going the same thing they did in Haiti. They said, okay, they create the environment and say there's terrorists over there and saying we coming to police and stabilize the country. That's what it means by peace. But it said by peace he shall destroy many nations, many people, and oppress many nations. That's it.
Yup. So yo, I want you to jump back. No, I want you all to see this, man. No, a lot of these, what I'm showing you all, the terrorist groups and them. A lot of them terrorist groups was founded by Mossad, ISIS and all of that. They were founded by Mossad. Okay, we know what ISIS mean. It mean Israel Secret Intelligence Service. Okay. All right, the World Trade Center bombing, as I said, I'm seeing certain videos and I'm showing it to y'all. Hey, I ain't putting nothing past Esau, man. Okay, because in order for them to go to war and so forth, they have to get public persuasion. Okay, in order for them to go to war in Iraq and did what they did in Iraq, okay, and neutralize Iraq, they needed public persuasion. And Netanyahu said, it benefited Israel. Okay, showing that Israel was behind all of that. Okay, Mossad was behind all of that. Okay, now check it, right? I want you to play the video 17 for me. I want you all to listen to this.
This week, we saw a humiliating final act in the American experiment on Afghanistan. US military planes took off from Kabul as the hands of desperate Afghans tried to latch onto them. We saw images of them scaling up walls to escape. We saw harrowing videos of their bodies falling on the tarmac. We saw parents handing over their children to complete strangers. The world hung its head in shame. But in Washington, there was no sign of remorse.
You don't think this could have been handled, this actually could have been handled better in any way? No mistakes?
We're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
It's a cold-hearted betrayal, one that should weigh heavily on American conscience, because this unfolding tragedy is a collective failure shared by generations of US presidents, policymakers, and military commanders. They helped create the monster of the Taliban, and after 20 years of failing to control it, they have unleashed it back on the people of Afghanistan. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma.
So she said they help create the Taliban. Now what is she talking about? Ain't the Taliban terrorists? Let's see, man. Keep playing.
There. And I come to you with one of the most closely guarded secrets of the Cold War. The role of America in supporting Afghan warlords or the Mujahideen, who ultimately went on to form the Taliban. In December 1979, when the Cold War was at its peak, the Soviet Union decided to invade Afghanistan under the pretext of upholding the Soviet-Afghan Friendship Treaty of 1978. America could not help but fling itself into the conflict and support the Afghan Mujahideen to safeguard its interests. This is the official story. At that time, the American people were completely unaware that their government, together with the British Secret Service, the MI6, had begun training and funding Islamic extremists.
What?
Including the man.
So you had Britain's Secret Service and America training terrorists? Oh man. Okay, keep on playing. So you see, it's not a conspiracy. It's like I used to think some of these people crazy, but the more information coming out, you're like, yo, okay, I'm starting to realize every war, every evil thing going on, all this terrorist stuff that you see happening, all these ISIS. Now we got another group called ISIS-K. What ISIS-K mean? You know what I mean? And where the hell they came from? Right. Is it ISIS-K for killers or kung fu or what the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell they came from, man? Why they not ISIS no more? You know, they put a K to throw us off, but now we already know it's the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. He play, man.
Is the official story. At that time, the American people were completely unaware that their government, together with the British Secret Service, the MI6, had begun training and funding Islamic extremists, including the man who destroyed the Twin Towers in New York, Osama bin Laden.
Wait. So it says America trained Osama bin Laden?
That's what it said.
That's right! Nah, she lying, man. She lying. You don't think she lying? Yeah, man. I don't know, because I've been hearing people saying that for years. As I said, these things that you'll be hearing and you'll think is conspiracy, you know, is Esau be saying, no, that's a conspiracy. Yo, it's truth behind these things, man. Right. I'm telling you all, it's truth behind these things. Okay? Play it for me, man. Yeah.
MI6 had begun training and funding Islamic extremists, including the man who destroyed the Twin Towers in New York, Osama bin Laden. Many dismiss this as a conspiracy theory. It's not. In 2005, British Foreign Secretary Robin Cook himself admitted in writing that Osama bin Laden was a product of a monumental miscalculation by Western security forces, that he was armed by the CIA and funded by America's Western allies to fight the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan. These claims were reiterated.
Pause. I want you all to remember what she said. She said that those terrorist group was armed and funded to do what? to fight against Russia.
Right.
I want you all to remember that. It's very important because I'm going to show you all some a little later on. Okay? These terrorist group, the Taliban, the US and Britain and them, they financed them and they trained them terrorists to do terrorist activity to who? To Russia. Okay? I want you all to pay attention. Pay attention. Read on. Keep on playing.
Security forces. That he was armed by the CIA and funded by America's Western allies to fight the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan. These claims were reiterated by Benazir Bhutto, the slain Prime Minister of Pakistan, and Prince Bandar bin Sultan of Saudi Arabia. They both publicly acknowledged that Osama bin Laden was a product of American spy agencies. So the US helped Osama bin Laden and his fighters, and the Western media sang praises of his operations. It was around the same time that the concept of jihad or holy war found its way into the global lexicon. Media reports backed the Mujahideen. They portrayed Soviets as Christians who were trying to defile Islam. The term Mujahideen itself broadly translates to an Islamic struggle, a struggle bankrolled by the Americans who wanted to turn Afghanistan into the Soviet Union's Vietnam. As for the Soviet occupation, it lasted for a decade, and throughout this period, the CIA kept expanding its program, codenamed Operation Cyclone. Washington funneled millions of dollars to the Mujahideen with the help of Pakistan. In 1980, the Carter administration allocated $30 million. In 1985, the Reagan administration allocated $250 million, and by 1987, annual American aid to the Mujahideen had reportedly reached $630 million. The money was flowing. What about the weapons? Initially, America was against supplying weapons, primarily because it wanted to keep the operation covert. Also because it feared that other countries would access its technology. But in March 1985, President Reagan's national security team formally decided to switch its strategy and began providing the Mujahideen with the Stinger anti-aircraft missile. Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence, the ISI, controlled the distribution and transport of these weapons into the war zones. They would arrive at the port of Karachi, be taken to depots near Rawalpindi and Quetta, and smuggled across the Afghan border. By 1989, when the last...
Pause. So America and Europe was arming Al-Qaeda. The same Al-Qaeda that bombed the World Trade Center. Damn. That's not coincidence. That's not, they was giving them weapons. You feel what I'm saying? They was financing them with weapons. They was giving them over $65 million a year. Damn. Keep playing.
Soviet soldier walked out of Afghanistan. America had funneled $20 billion into Afghanistan in arms and ammunition. 20 billion. Then the Soviet Union disintegrated, the Cold War ended, and with it, America's appetite for funding the Mujahideen also ended. It dropped Afghanistan like a hot potato. The country became the very picture of chaos. You see, the Mujahideen had many factions. They worked together till the US supported them. When the US left, they began fighting each other. Civil war followed. It destroyed most of Kabul. And from this civil war emerged a young group of Mujahideen in Kandahar. They portrayed themselves as an army of Robin Hood. They said their purpose was restoring peace and justice. They called themselves the Taliban, meaning students. It's a word in the Pashto language. But whose students were they? The Taliban were former Mujahideen who worked for the United States but had become disillusioned with the internal disputes. So they moved to Pakistan to study at Islamic seminaries, mainly the Deobandi School of Islam. The US played no direct role in this, in the formation of the Taliban, yes. But the Taliban flourished mainly due to the environment created by the Americans, and there's no denying this, an environment that justified the cause of Islamic extremists, of picking up arms to protect their faith and country. The Americans taught them to do this. The Taliban, or students, only implemented those lessons. They grew into the most potent force in Afghanistan. Afghans who were tired of the Mujahideen's excesses and infighting embraced the Taliban when they first emerged. They relied on this group to restore peace and wipe out corruption. This allowed the Taliban to gain power, to enforce an austere version of the Sharia law. But from here, things went downhill. They took Afghanistan to the Stone Age. And the US, which had helped create this monster, simply watched on. It woke up only when the monster struck home. Osama bin Laden, with the protection of the Taliban, carried out the 9/11 attacks, the biggest and the most horrific terror strike the world had ever seen. More than 2,900 people were killed. The attack shook the US. It asked the Taliban to hand over Osama. The Taliban refused. What did Washington do? Invaded Afghanistan with this promise.
And now, the Taliban will pay a price.
The US promised to make the Taliban pay. But look at what they did. They dethroned the Taliban to replace it with the Taliban. At what cost? 20 years of war, $3 trillion spent.
Yo, that's funny. They dethroned the Taliban to replace them with the Taliban. Yo, I'm telling you all, it was not about the Taliban. Hope you all understand. It was about Iraq. It was about Saddam. That's why they just up and leave. It says they leave hundreds of millions of dollars of artillery, guns, weapons, helicopters, all type of stuff in Afghanistan. They left everything there. They were there for over 20 years. Okay, over 20 years they were there for. And they just up and leave. You know, they say, man, to hell with this shit. Oh, we out of here. You know, you Taliban, you all could take it back. You know what I mean? That's showing you it was never about peace, justice. It was never about liberating the people over there. It was about Iraq. That's what it was about. That's why they just up and leave. They fulfilled their objective that they were trying to fulfill. War on terror. Okay, so they spent 20 years over there. Everybody got rich that was involved in that. Okay, everybody got rich. Okay, keep playing.
American soldiers killed, 75,000 Afghan soldiers and Americans killed, and this superpower fled in the dead of night. They could not root out the Taliban. They could not dismantle the terror networks. They could not even rebuild Afghanistan. Now, Joe Biden says that was never the aim, but he must listen to what his predecessors said. Doesn't help his case.
The Afghan people, as you stand up, you will not stand alone. It establishes the basis for our cooperation over the next decade, including shared commitments to combat terrorism and strengthen democratic institutions. It supports Afghan efforts to advance development and dignity for their people.
For a moment, let's put their hypocrisy and lies aside and understand why the US failed in Afghanistan. I could think of several reasons. First of all, America was fighting the wrong enemy. It went after the Taliban, while the root cause of the problem was Pakistan. There's stark evidence of the ISI's involvement every step of the way, giving the Taliban both financial and military training. The Americans knew it, but acknowledged it too late. Reason number two, failing to understand the Afghan context. The US went to war without understanding the social, economic, and political dynamics of Afghanistan. It tried imposing formal rule of law in a country that addresses most of its disputes through informal means. It tried forcing Western models on Afghan institutions. It trained Afghan forces in weapon systems they could neither understand nor maintain. Money cannot buy everything. The US learned this the hard way. Reason number three, America's endless appetite for wars. Barely a year after it invaded Afghanistan, the US diverted its attention to Iraq, which it insisted was a greater threat. This shift allowed the Taliban to...
Pause. You all understand why they really went over there? It was about Iraq. It was about Iraq. Okay, keep playing.
Regroup and to resume the war against US-led NATO forces. Reason number four, legitimizing the Taliban. Talks and terror don't go hand in hand, but for the US they do. In 2011, the Obama administration allowed the Taliban to move to Qatar and establish a diplomatic office to hold what they called peace talks. Where is the peace? This move made the Taliban feel like winners. A terror group was allowed to negotiate on its own terms. The US messed up even in its withdrawal from Afghanistan. It first called the troops back, allowed the Taliban to gain turf, left its weapon systems unattended, and is now trying to evacuate Afghans in danger. But the US did no such thing. It allowed Afghanistan to crumble into a pile of broken promises.
Pause. So, yo, you see all them weapons they left there? Them same weapons gonna be used. It's gonna be used against, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's not coincidence the US just leave all them weapons there. Okay? It's something they up to, man. I'm telling you, keep playing.
could have been avoided. The gut-wrenching scenes at Kabul airport, the harrowing images of bodies falling from skies, of Afghan men scaling up walls to flee, of Afghan women handing their babies to soldiers.
Yo, they said the Taliban coming. The Taliban coming. They said, please take us to America. You promise you going to help us. America came and gave them all kind of false dream. You know, but guess what? America brought thousands of people from Afghanistan, gave them green card and so forth, and brought them here to America. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, the terrorists on them is here. I'm telling you. Why would you do that? Anyways, no, I know why you're doing that. God wants you to do that. You know? God wants you to do that. Keep playing.
Of security forces shamefully surrendering to the Taliban, all of this could have been avoided. America's botched up...
Go back a little. Yo. So, all right, go back. No. I want to talk about the security force. All right, yeah, go there.
To flee, of Afghan women handing their babies to soldiers, of security forces shamefully surrendering to the Taliban, all of this could have been avoided.
So all the security force that America trained, they surrender. As America leave, they surrender to the Taliban. They say, yo, I ain't trying to fight. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, just, for real, take the guns, whatever. Okay, keep playing.
America's botched up retreat from Afghanistan is criminal. This is Joe Biden's legacy. He presided over the demise of a superpower.
Okay, so everybody talking crap about America. Now, let me see the next video I got there. So you all see where terrorism came from. America and Europe, billions of dollars, they was given to the Taliban, okay, to Bin Laden and so forth to fight who? Russia, right? No, I want you all to see this, right? Now, hey, let me see what other videos you got there. Come take that down. Okay. What's this? What's video number 8? Play that for me. Let me see what I'm talking about. 8 up there. What's that? Yeah, play that for me.
It started out as Al Qaeda, then became ISIS or ISIL.
Go back.
Then Islam. It started out as Al Qaeda, then became ISIS or ISIL, then Islamic State. And the point is that no matter what bloody name it calls itself, it's the same basic organization controlled by the same in the hidden shadows operations led by the United States and Israel. All these so-called Islamic terrorist organizations, they never attack Israel. They attack each other. They attack more moderate and secular Arab states, but they don't attack Israel. Now, that's a strange one, unless you know that actually Israel, with the United States, is behind all this. And eventually, they will turn towards Israel. We're seeing this amazingly coordinated and organized propaganda operation on social media and elsewhere with ISIS lunatics being shown shooting people, beheading people, crucifying people. It's to create a massive feeling of fear and terror about them. So then vast numbers of people, having been manipulated into that state, will then support Western intervention in that part of the world, which is exactly what.
Okay, that's some good stuff. So you see who support ISIS, where ISIS is they run by the same secret, is a secret hand that is moving them fingers, those terror groups, man. Okay? No. I want you to play video number 21 for me. I want you all to listen.
That I understand you're under Russian payroll, and I understand this is a Russian propaganda, but you have to be very careful, because let me tell you, we're going to finish this war. We're going to win because we're stronger. After this, Russia will pay the price. Believe me, Russia will
pay the price.
Russia is supporting the enemies of Israel. Russia is supporting Nazi people who want to commit genocide on us, and just Russia will pay the price. Russia also. Now listen to me very carefully. We are going to finish with these Nazis. We're going to win this war. It's going to take the time it's going to take, but we're going to win this war. Afterwards, we're not forgetting what you are doing. We're not forgetting. We will come. We will make sure that Ukraine wins. We will make sure that you pay the price for what you have done. You as Russia, and you and as all the enemies of Israel, and you as all the people who are now making everything they can to support genocide of the Jews in Israel. We are not forgetting. We are not forgetting.
Okay, so he's talking about genocide of the Jews and them being genocide in Israel. No. It's the Jewish people, the synagogues, ain't nobody genocide. Yo, they killing tutti. Yo, so this is what happened. This synagogue of Satan dude, he said Russia will pay. They gonna pay for what they have done. Remember, who is that secret hand behind ISIS and these militant operation? It's Mossad. It's the Israeli government in America. Now, all of a sudden, remember what the dude said. He said, it's not a coincidence ISIS and these terror groups is not attacking the land of Israel and is not attacking America and certain European countries. He said it's not ironic. Okay, he said because they are controlled by Mossad.
Right.
It's not coincidence. Right. Okay, so all of a sudden, let me show you all what's taking place now, man. Okay, let me show you all what's taking place now. I want you to go to 19. No, go to 18. No, not that. I want that now. The next one. Go to 19. Yeah. Okay, play that for me. Remember, the U.S. government was supporting Al Qaeda to fight against who? Russia. Al Qaeda is a terror group, and they were supporting Al Qaeda to fight against Russia. Now Al Qaeda turned into ISIS, then it turned into ISIS-K, and all these different names that you're hearing. And there's a hidden hand. Don't get me wrong. Some of these dudes and them is literally brainwashed, but there's a hidden hand behind them that's telling them what to do. You understand? And that hidden hand is Mossad and the CIA. Well, keep playing.
3 of the 4 suspects charged with carrying out the concert hall attack in Moscow that killed more than 130 people have admitted guilt in a Russian court. All of the men showed signs of torture after Vladimir Putin's security forces were earlier boasting.
Pause. Look at that dude's face. Yo, we caught a serious beat down, yo. You know, them Russian and them stomp him out like crazy. You know, I would have beat the crap out of him too, man. You know, you yo, I'm telling you, man, yo. Keep playing, man. Look at his face. You want to be a terrorist. I tell you, I have no sympathy for Arabs. I got no sympathy for the synagogues of Satan. I'm for my people, man. I'm for you so-called blacks and Hispanics. That's my people I care about. And the reason why I talk like this is because I understand what's going on over there. I understand that when you go into Egypt and you go to certain places in Africa, who control these places? Arabs. Right. How did the Arab get these lands in Africa? By murder and killing us, man.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying? By murdering and killing and enslaving black people. Right. So I ain't got no sympathy for Arabs. You understand? Because they evil and wicked just like the white man.
Right.
Okay, I just want you all understand that. I ain't got no sympathy for no Arabs, yo. Okay, you are evil just like the white man. You had this Sahara slave trade where you enslaved my people. You gonna pay for that too, man.
And even though some of them still have some of us in that same thing.
Yeah, man. Even till this day, you got brothers and sisters in some of these countries are slaves, man.
Right.
Okay, keep playing.
3 of the 4 suspects charged with carrying out the concert hall attack in Moscow that killed more than 130 people have admitted guilt in a Russian court. All of the men showed signs of torture after Vladimir Putin's security forces were earlier boasting about hooking up an 80-volt battery to the suspects and electrocuting them. They have been charged with committing a group terrorist attack, an offence that carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The court ordered that all the men, who are citizens of Tajikistan, be held in a pre-trial custody until May 22nd.
Okay, so all of a sudden, terrorists start attacking Russia. You all understand? All of a sudden, ISIS is attacking Russia. The Jewish dude said, "You gonna pay, Russia? You gonna pay. We gonna make sure you pay." You understand? So all of a sudden, terrorists start attacking Russia. You know, terrorists never attack Russia. All of a sudden, they start attacking Russia. Okay? Now, play 20 for me.
In the Russian...
This happened 2 weeks ago, I think. This is another terrorist attack in Russia. Damn, them terrorists getting it in Russia. What's going on? In the span of 3 months, you got a bunch of terrorist activity going on in Russia. What's going on? It's warfare, brothers and sisters. You know, it's good how they doing this. It's good how the Israeli government and the CIA is doing this. They are sending terrorists into Russia to bomb and cause confusion over there. It's good they doing this, and Putin know who is behind it. Because Putin say, we know the West is behind these attacks. Putin said that. He know who is behind it. You feel what I'm saying? But it's good for the people and them to see, listen, all these terrorist acts and terrorist activity you see going on, guess what? Who is behind it is America and Mossad. You understand? It's no coincidence all of a sudden you got terrorists attacking Russia. A bunch of terrorists in. Why they didn't attack Russia before the war in Ukraine? Why they was never really attacking? All of a sudden now they're attacking Russia. Keep playing.
It's a back and forth because they did the first attack. They remember what Putin did afterwards with the image.
Oh, yep.
And then after now, with the image with the black image of Christ. And then after now, you get this 13 days ago. Now you got another terrorist attack.
Yeah, yo.
In the Russian Republic of Dagestan, where security forces have killed the gunmen. Responsible for an attack on synagogues, churches, and police officers, which has left at least
17 Wait. So they attacking synagogues and churches. Yo, I saw they burn a church down over there, man. Them terrorists on Pentecost. But what I want you all to understand, didn't Putin open they release certain black icon images of Christ being black and all the apostles and them being black and so forth. Yeah, man, the West hit back. You know, the West hit back. They say, you blowing up our spot? We made an agreement with you. We ain't gonna let these niggas find out that Christ look like them. You breaking code, man. You understand? This is much more important than the war in Ukraine. Ah, man. So now you got a bunch of terrorists attacking Russia. And as I said, I ain't got no sympathy for Russia neither. No. You know, it's like, and some of y'all gonna say, yo, these guys have no sympathy for nobody. No, I don't care about the Russians.
Not one of them.
You know what I mean? I do not care about Russians. Now check it. Okay, you all ever ask yourself, they got all these dark images in Russia, right? Of black people in Russia.
Right.
Okay? You ever ask yourself, okay, if these images was Russian icons of black people in Russia,
right,
where did black people disappear to? The Russian killed them and enslaved them. That's what happened. That's what happened. The Russians killed them and killed them and enslaved them. That's what happened. That's why you don't see no black people in Russia. The same people that paint them Russian icon images of Christ being black, Mary being black, the apostles being black. You know what I mean? What happened to these people? They not over there no more because the Russian enslaved them. Russia enslaved them and killed them, man. You understand? So I got no sympathy, man. And no sympathy here. Okay, you all do what you all doing. Okay? You all do what you all doing on this earth. My king gonna return and he's gonna do what he gotta do. All of you all gonna pay for all the evil that you all did on this earth, man. So keep on playing. Go back. Volume.
We can't hear it.
And police officers, which has left at least one where security forces have killed the gunmen responsible for an attack on synagogues, churches, and police officers, which has left at least 17 people dead.
Here in the Dagestan capital of Makhachkala, armed militants roamed the streets. Footage from eyewitnesses shows the gunmen shooting police officers. Several were killed.
This took place in 2 cities in the region during the Orthodox festival of Pentecost, as well as a police vehicle in a nearby village. Most of the victims were police, but also included a priest. Religious buildings were also set ablaze. 6 of the attackers are reported to have been killed in what's thought to be an Islamist attack. The governor of Dagestan, Sergei Melikov, said they were trying to understand the motive behind the attack.
Of course, we understand who is behind the organization of these terrorist attacks. We understand.
Pause. The Russians ain't stupid. I like how Putin roll, man. Putin are real. You know, I like how we think. I like how we roll. You know, he gonna make a very nice opponent if I gotta go up against him in the future when Christ return and give me my power. You know what I mean? You understand what I say? Even though he ain't gonna stand a chance, he gonna good to just play war games with him. You know what I mean? You understand?
Just for the trip.
You know, I send my little 10-year-old son to conquer his country. You know, go conquer him. Make some strategies and so forth. And conquer him. Conquer the whole land. My little 10-year-old son, go conquer the whole land of Russia. You know what I mean? And bring Putin back for me. You know? You're like, yo, this dude talking reckless, yo. Anyways, let's keep playing. So they know who is behind it. They not stupid. Okay? Putin was part of the FSG, right? Russia's secret service. Okay, they know what's going on. Keep playing.
What the organizers were trying to achieve. Subsequent operational search and investigative measures will be carried out until all participants in these sleeper cells are identified. And of course, they had been preparing for this, including from abroad. The situation is now under the control of the government authorities and law enforcement agencies.
Earlier, Matthew Schmidt, an associate professor of national security and political science at the University of New Haven, told us who he thinks might be responsible for the attack.
This is a region that has had extremist groups in it for quite some time. The most powerful one in this area has been something called the Caucasus Emirate. Its leaders have been successively killed by Russian security forces, so it's very unclear how much of that group exists and who they are with, but some portions of that group we know have pledged themselves to ISIS, but we don't know if it was ISIS-K. But when you put all that together, that's got to be the first place that everybody is looking, and we'll have to wait and see. You're going to see a show of force. You've already seen it. So they've declared an anti-terrorist operation, and that basically means that the police can stop you, can search you, can arrest you, can do whatever they want to do. You know, as long as they claim that they're seeking suspects here. So you're going to see quite a bit of a crackdown right now. I think that his concern is that something might happen in Moscow or St. Petersburg. His concern is going to be to wrap up the network that was obviously behind an attack of this sophistication and this size in Dagestan, and make sure that this doesn't happen.
Okay. So no terrorists start attacking Russia. Yo, I'm telling you, man, these things is, yo, brothers and sisters, I want you all pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. It's Mossad and the United States behind these things that you see going on. Now the Russians know. All of a sudden, there's terrorist activity in Russia. You know? Oh, man. No, check it. No, y'all wouldn't believe this. This right here, y'all ain't gonna believe. Who they claim is the biggest terrorist state in the East. Iran, right? Iran is labeled the biggest terrorist state in the East. Play video 18 for me, man.
We're getting word that more than 100 people were killed, 140 injured after 2 blasts struck near the grave of the Iranian military commander, the late Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. Iranian state media.
No, hold up. So what's his name? Soleimani, the late general that Trump killed. Remember Trump killed him? Trump said, yeah, I killed him. He was a great threat to my security. Yeah, and I killed him. You know, Trump said, yeah, I killed him. You know, like, yo. Remember they said, if somebody asked Trump one time, they said, isn't Putin a killer? Trump said, we all are killers. He said, we all killers. You think America is innocent? You know, we all killers. I just had to kill a dude the other day. You know, I had to kill, like, you know, for real. I had to kill a bunch of people the other day. You know, so I like how Trump rolled, man. You know what I mean? He real with it. You understand? He real with it. You know, he like, yeah, we all killers, man. Okay? So, this Soleimani, they had a, what was going on? There was a gathering to commemorate him or something like that. You know, what it's called again, man? A memorial at his grave, where a bunch of people came to show their respects in Iran. Guess what happened? Terrorists attacked Iran. You understand? I thought Iran was a terrorist. Why is terrorists attacking Iran?
We got terrorists getting terrorized.
We getting no terrorists getting terrorized.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? You know, so that showed me, remember the video we showed early on. The dude says, you ever wonder why those terrorists never attack Israel? It's always other groups, Arabic groups and places that got a problem with Israel or America. You ever ask yourself why? The reason why is because these terrorist group is run by Mossad. Okay, so I think this attack was right after the bombing of the embassy, and Iran had to flex on Israel. So Israel said, okay, Mossad, get some ISIS member and go and, yo, Soleimani, they're going to be a gathering, go and bomb them. You know, send some suicide bombers over there. So it says 100 people was killed in a terror attack, okay, in Iran. Okay, I thought the Iranis was terrorists, man. How you can't protect yourself from terrorists? You a terrorist? Oh, man. Anyway, keep on playing.
Happened near very crowded streets. You can hear the fear and screams there. According to Iranian state media, officials describe the explosions. They are calling these explosions a terror attack. CNN's Nada Bashir is following this for us. Nada, what is the latest?
Well, this is certainly a developing story, John. We are still getting more details from officials and media on the ground in Iran. But in the last hour or so, we have seen that death toll steadily rising. At least 103 killed and 141 injured, according to state media in Iran, citing officials on the ground. Some of those injured are said to be in a critical condition, and we have seen that dramatic footage emerging from the scene, showing crowds running away from the site of the blast. We've seen ambulances and emergency services gathering, rushing people to nearby hospitals. Now, of course, we are still getting more details around the specifics around these twin blasts, according to state media, again citing officials on the ground. The first blast took place about 700 meters away from the burial site of the late Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. The second blast took place about a kilometer away from the checkpoints and path in which pilgrims had been passing through to visit the burial site. Now, important to note that there would have been huge crowds at the time of these blasts. Today marks 4 years since the commander Qasem Soleimani was killed in a US strike on Baghdad International Airport, ordered by then US President Donald Trump. So we would have been expecting to see huge crowds around there. And of course, this comes at a time of heightened tensions in the region. And while we are still waiting to get more details around the specifics of the motive perhaps behind the attack, who may have carried out the attack, Iranian state media, again citing officials, have characterized this as a terrorist attack. But again, there are tensions mounting around the region, particularly when it comes to groups that are either allied to or backed by Iran. That is certainly the case here in Lebanon. We are today expecting to hear from the Secretary General of the Iran-backed group Hezbollah. Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah expected to speak in just about an hour or so. So we will be waiting to see what he has to say about the situation in Iran, and of course commemorating the death of Qasem Soleimani. Important to note, of course, that this is just a day after we saw another attack here in Beirut, in the building behind me. A senior Hamas commander, Salah al-Aruri, killed in a strike on Tuesday evening. According to a US...
Wait. Did they say another Iranian dude was killed? Yo, go back a little, yo. I tell you, Mossad is behind this, yo. Yo, go back a little and play that for me, yo.
Another attack here in Beirut, in the building behind me. A senior Hamas commander, Salah al-Aruri, killed in a strike on Tuesday evening.
Oh, okay. I remember this. So one of the senior commander for Hamas, Israel assassinated him in Beirut. Okay? They went into a foreign land, Beirut. You understand? Into a foreign country, and they bombed the hell out of a... You understand? They got no respect for severe, how you call it, for countries' borders and stuff like that. They went to Beirut and they killed one of Hamas senior commander. Bomb him and kill him. Okay? That's a terrorist act. Yep. You feel me? That's a terrorist act. That's okay, right. Y'all remember a couple years ago, the technology for Israel is so bad, they got a spy car with a machine gun in it. And they drove that car like a James Bond movie and assassinate the...
nuclear physicist.
Yeah, one of the nuclear physicists over there in Iran. Okay, I'm telling you, some James Bond stuff going on, man. You know, Mossad is behind a lot of these things, man. And behind a lot of these terrorist attacks. Okay, if they can't use their military, they're going to use terrorist attacks. I'm telling you. That's what you see going on. Keep on playing.
To a US official, that strike was carried out by Israel. Hamas certainly pointing the finger squarely at Israel, but at this stage Israeli officials neither claiming responsibility nor denying responsibility for that strike. John?
Obviously a number of developments in that region. Nada Bashir, thank you for being there. Keep us posted.
And let's discuss this further. Joining us now is retired Brigadier General Steve Anderson. General, good to have you today. First, just your reaction to this news out of Iran. The timing of this, especially on this day, as Nada mentioned, 4 years after the death of Soleimani.
Let me touch some scriptures, man. I think I had one more video there. Let me see that next video there. Okay. Some good stuff going on in the world, man. Go to 23. Let me see what I'm talking about.
Hey, Deke, and even on the topic of Iran, remember the president died the other day, too. Abraham Raisi. He disappeared in a helicopter crash.
Oh, yeah,
and then the first to tweet about it was the so-called Israeli government, and they were like, we ain't do it.
Yo, it's not a coincidence that the president of Iran, I forgot about that.
Damn.
His helicopter all just fell out the sky. His helicopter fell out of the sky. No, it's either two things. It was either he was taken out by his own people, or is another Mossad attack. You understand? Because the way how Iran is, they waiting for the right time. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't hyping stuff up. Because if they know it was an attack by Mossad, right, sometimes they say, you know what? If we come out openly and say, yo, we know Israel was behind this, we're going to have to retaliate. Yeah, man, I always see this dude on the television. All year last year, early this year, he was on the television talking and stuff. No, you dead. Yeah, you dead. The Israeli government kill you behind. You know what I'm saying? Either the Israeli government or one of your oppositions and them over there in Iran. Okay, God is setting things up. Sometimes he, the Lord want to put the right person in place. Because remember, when you read 2 Ezra 15, it says the Iranians going to join with the dragons of Arabia. Okay, so the Most High is setting the right people in place to make them big moves to issue in that World War III. You understand? So sometimes he wasn't the guy, so the Lord took him out. Okay, what I want you all to understand, the scripture said, God ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right. Okay, when you see people, he take up one and bring it down the other. When you see people get killed and officials and leaders get taken out, it's God behind all of that. Okay? Now, I want you to, what that other one they talk about? Yeah, play that for me.
Moving on to Russia, it's reeling from another terror attack. The incident happened in Dagestan. It is a Muslim-majority republic with a history of unrest.
Take that down. Let me show you all something with Saddam, right? Play 16 for me. I forget to touch on Saddam.
Did you know that the United States supported Saddam Hussein? Here he is shaking hands with former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. After the 1979 Iranian Revolution against the US-backed Shah, the US was looking for allies in the region who they could use as proxies to attack Iran. This made Saddam Hussein a perfect ally for the West, and he invaded Iran in 1980. The invasion was brutal, and hundreds of thousands of Iranians would be killed in the fighting. Saddam would use chemical weapons given to him by the West, both against Iranians and the Kurds. Which is ironic considering the US has accused other countries of using chemical gas and launched missiles at them because of it. In 1988, the US would directly involve themselves after gunning down Iranian Flight 655. This was a commercial airliner going from Tehran to Dubai, and 290 civilians were killed in the incident. The gunboat captain who shot it down was then given an award by President George H.W. Bush. The US also began training up Saddam Hussein's nuclear scientists. And fearing more escalations from the US, Iran negotiated a ceasefire in 1988. Then just 2 years later, Saddam would invade Kuwait, thinking that he had the green light from the US. After all, they were boys. He quickly realized that he had made a mistake and angered the US, so he tried to negotiate a settlement for almost 9 months. This was ignored by the American press, but in reality, Saddam was asking for next to nothing. He said that he would leave Kuwait if the US put the Palestinian question higher on their agenda. However, the US ignored this and used the invasion of Kuwait as justification to bomb Iraq to a pre-industrial, near-apocalyptic state. They also lied to the American public, claiming that Iraqi soldiers were taking babies out of incubators and leaving them on the floor to die. US President Bill Clinton would follow up the bombing campaign by placing sanctions on Iraq, which starved 500,000 Iraqi children to death. His Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, would later say that this was worth it on 60 Minutes. Then, of course, the US would invade and occupy Iraq in 2003 using 9/11 as justification, even though Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with 9/11. And it just goes to show how the Western imperialists will use people like pawns and then throw them in the trash when they no longer need them. And the people who really suffer from this are the working masses who fight these wars on behalf of the rich. So many people had to die so that the US could control the oil reserves and other valuable resources in the Middle East. It's all the more reason to overthrow our government and implement a socialist workers' state.
Okay, I know about that last stuff he talking about, but what I could say, let's hit some scriptures, man. Now, let me get Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 6. Get that and read that real quick.
Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
Yes, read on.
How are his hidden things sought up?
How is the things of Esau searched out? How is his hidden things sought up? Now let me tell you something. There's a lot of things that Esau been hiding from us. There's a lot of things he been hiding, such as what? Where these terrorist organizations come from. Who formed these terrorist groups? Okay? They are formed by ISIS, is formed by the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service, which is Mossad, okay, and by America. They finance a lot of these terrorist and militant groups, okay? Read on.
All the men of thy confederacy.
All right, from there, go to Jeremiah 51 and 14. I'm going to show you what the Bible say about that. Read that for me.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 14.
Oh, you know what? Before you go there, go to Psalm 64 and 2 and read that for me. Psalm 64 and 2.
Psalms chapter 64 in verse 2. Scripture. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
The secret counsel is the things that the counsels that they have in secret. Okay, they got a lot of secret counsel, brothers and sisters. Okay, so that's why now I start to become a conspiracy dude. Like, I start literally believing, like, yo, them people is crazy. Yo, they really doing some secret stuff secretly to destroy us. Okay, read on.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
The insurrection of the workers of iniquity. The insurrection meaning the uprising of the workers of iniquity. That's talking about America and the land of Israel. Read on.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
They use their tongue as a sword. How? By teaching lies, by spreading propaganda and so forth. Read on.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
Uh-huh.
Even bitter words.
Bitter words. The arrows is bitter words, lies. Read on.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
That's what they're trying to do. The perfect is those brothers and sisters that is keeping the commandments in Christ. Read on.
Suddenly do they shoot at him.
Read on.
And fear not.
And they don't fear when they say they evil and do no evil. All right? You hear what it, yo, say no evil, do no evil, speak no evil. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a big, big trouble. Read on.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Read on.
They commune of laying snares privily.
They try to set traps privately. Read on.
They say, who shall see them?
This is what they say. This is the point I wanted. They say, who shall what?
Who shall see them?
They say, who shall see us? Who see what we doing? Who see that we are the ones setting up ISIS and these terrorist organization? Who know? Who see us? Who know is we behind Al-Qaeda and the World Trade Center bombing? Who know is we behind the terrorist bombings and terrorist activity going on in Russia? Who know? Who see at us? Okay? Who see at us? Read on.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
From there, go to Jeremiah 51 and 14.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 14. The Lord of hosts had sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars.
So you see all these terrorists that America is training overseas to attack other governments and to destabilize countries. Okay? All these terrorists, what's called Boko Haram in Africa. Boko Haram in Africa. Okay, them militant groups over there that's destabilizing the Congo and so forth, and all the resources in the Congo is being robbed and loot. Okay, because let me tell you all what happened. You got what it's called again?
Boko Haram.
Boko Haram, right? They are over there in Africa, all right? And they're terrorizing the people in Africa. So the people say, we need help. Now, guess who come and help them? France, America. They set up base there, okay? And then they start taking resources. You all understand what I'm saying? You all see the trick bag? Okay, they create the terrorist groups, and then they come in to destroy the terrorist group. If you want to destroy them terrorist group, they will be gone. They will be destroyed. You got the technology to do it. So what the hell they... Ah, man, read that again.
The Lord of hosts had sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars.
So the Most High God said, I'm going to fill you with men like caterpillars. Okay? Because why? What is that going into? That's going into terrorist activity. Those same terrorists that you arm and you set on the world, the ISIS, they're all going to turn against you. Okay, you will lose control of them, and they're going to, a lot of terrorist activity going to be happening in the land of Israel, going to be happening here in America, going to be happening in Europe. I'm letting you know because of the evil and the things you are doing in the Middle East, these same people will turn on you. These people that you think you got control over them. You know, keep on reading.
And they shall lift up a shout against thee.
That shout is Allah Akbar. Read on.
He hath made the earth by his power. He had established the world by his wisdom. And hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he uttereth his voice, there's a multitude of waters in the heavens.
Okay, from there, I want you to go to, let me see. Go to Habakkuk 2, man, and start at verse 1. Habakkuk 2 and 1.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. Scripture. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
And what I shall answer when I am reproved. Read on.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
Write the vision and make it plain upon tables. The table is the Bible. Write the vision and make it plain upon the Bible, in the Bible. Read on.
That he may run that readeth it.
That he may run that readeth it. Read on.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak.
So it says at the end, this vision that the Lord showed Habakkuk is going to speak. Okay, so we want to see what is that vision. Okay, what is that vision that God showed Habakkuk, and who is that vision talking about? Okay, what did he see? Keep on reading.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it.
Wait for it. At the end, it's talking about these times we living in now. In these, how would the vision speak? Because the things that Habakkuk wrote, they will come to pass. That's how the vision is going to speak. Read on.
Because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
It's going to happen, it's not going to tarry. Read on.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
So the Most High God says this man's soul, his soul ain't right in him. His soul ain't right. Okay, who is this talking about? It's going to explain as we keep on reading. Okay, read on.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But it says, but the just, who is the just? The just is the 12 tribes of Israel. They will live by his faith. What it mean they going to live by his faith? We going to be following his religions and so forth. Christianity. You understand? Okay, read on.
Yea, also because he transgressed by wine.
And this man transgressed by wine. Okay, what is that wine? That wine, when you read Micah, that wine is falsehood and lies. That's what that wine is. Falsehood and lies. Falsehood and lies. That's the wine. The wine that he transgressed with. Read on.
He is a proud man.
And he's proud. Read on.
Neither keepeth at home.
So the visions say that this man does not keep at home. Meaning, his spirit ain't right in him.
Right.
And he never in his own country.
Don't mind his own business.
He never in his own. He always in everybody country.
Right.
Doing what? Stealing and looting and robbing and killing and causing terrorist activity. Y'all understand? He's not a keeper at home. He ain't staying in his own land. Okay? Who is this talking about? It's talking about, which man is this talking about? It's talking about the white man.
Right.
Y'all understand? When you look at America, America got base in almost every country on this earth. America got base. Got military bases. Got embassies in all these countries. Okay, read on.
Who enlargeth his desires as hell.
He enlarged his desire as hell. Meaning what? When he go to these countries, the people just start catching hell. Like you see what's going on in Afghanistan right now. The people over there catching hell. Okay? The desire that he have is to rob and steal the resources of these land. Okay? This is talking about America and Europe. You understand? This is who this is talking about. Okay? Because France does the same thing. Okay? They enlarge their desire as hell too. You all see what they do? The Niger just kicked them out of there. Okay, right now, France is trying to reaffirm their grip on Africa.
Yes.
Because a lot of the African countries, they wisen up and they kicking the France out. They say, we ain't messing with France. But keep on playing.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Read on.
And is as death.
And this man is like death. This man is like death. Okay, meaning wherever he go, death follow him. Wars and plagues and pestilence and death follow him wherever he go. He conquer and destroy people. Read on.
And cannot be satisfied.
And this man can't be satisfied. You understand? America is not satisfied with where they at and the nations they conquered and so forth. Okay, same thing with the land of Israel. The Israelis, they not satisfied with the land that they got in Israel. Okay, they want Palestine. They want Lebanon. They want Syria. They want from the river to the sea. Okay, read on.
But gather it unto him all nations.
And this is mainly talking about America and Europe. Okay, they gather to themselves all nations. Okay, that's why you got all nations living here in America. Okay, they gather unto themselves all nations. This is what they does. Okay, they destroy nations, then gather unto themselves all nations. Read on.
And heapeth unto him all people.
All people they heap unto themselves. That's why America is called a great melting pot. Okay, you got people from every country on the earth living here in America.
Right.
Okay, it's called a great melting pot. Read on.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
It says these same people that you got living amongst you, that you gather amongst you, it says they gonna take up a parable against you. Okay, read on.
And a taunting proverb against him?
Read on.
And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
They're gonna say, death unto him that increaseth with that which is not his. It's talking about, this is what they're gonna say concerning the land of Israel, because the Israelis increasing with that which is not theirs. You understand? It's talking about America, France. It's all Edom is talking about. You understand? Woe to him, but it's mainly talking about America. You understand? Woe to him that increaseth in that which is not his. You are stealing land. Okay, they even stole our identity. Read on.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
And him that ladeth himself with thick clay. The thick clay goes back to the verse above where it says he gather unto him all people. Okay, read on.
Shall they not rise up suddenly?
These same thick clay, these same people that you got amongst you, okay, that gonna say, woe unto him that increaseth in that which is not his, is these other nations you got right here in America. Okay, read it again.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
They're going to rise up and bite thee. This is the prophecy. This is what the prophecy is saying, but the Lord says it's going to come to pass. It's not going to tarry. In the end, they're going to speak. Okay, what we're reading about here, terrorist activity is going to come to America and Europe. Okay, and a lot of these terrorists, they were created by them. Okay, they were founded and created by America and Israel. Okay, read on it. They gonna turn against them. That's what is going on here. Okay, after they left Afghanistan, they brought thousands of Afghanistanis over here. Okay, what do you think these kids gonna do when they grow up? They growing up here, you give them documentation. Yo, these same people that you got here, they gonna turn against you. You understand? Read on.
And awake that shall vex thee?
Why it says awake? Because they sleeping right now. Okay? That's why you call those terrorist cells, you call them sleeper cells.
Right.
But they will awake. They will awake and vex thee. Okay, read on.
And thou shalt be for booties unto them.
And you shall be as booties unto them. Read on.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations. Okay, America, Europe, they all have spoiled many nations, conquered many nations. America is still doing it today, spoiling nations, robbing the resources from Africa, stealing the land from the Palestinians. Okay, because you have spoiled many nations. You destroy many nations. You destroy Afghanistan. You destroy Iraq. Okay, you destroy Africa. Read on.
All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Remember the scripture says, it says, though it tarry not, wait on it. It's going to happen. Okay, all these terrorists that you arming and you using to fight against Russia and other countries, they're going to turn against you. Okay, read on.
Because of men's blood.
Because of the men's blood, the people that you, all that blood that you spilling in the East, in the Middle East, all the millions of people you kill on your so-called war on terror. Okay, read on.
And for the violence of the land.
And for the violence of the land. The violence that you are doing there in the land of Israel. Read on.
Of the city.
Of the city. Read on.
And of all that dwell therein.
And of all that dwell therein. Read on.
Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness.
Read on.
To his house.
So that's an evil covetousness you covet to yourself. What? Read on.
That he may set his nest on high.
Because you try to be like God. Okay, you think you could run from the judgment. Okay, read on.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
You can't be delivered from that power of evil. When evil come on you, you can't run from it, man. You're not going to be able to run from it. So with that, brothers and sisters, I hope you all got some out of that lesson I went over. Okay? No. I touched on, I'm telling you all these terrorists that you see, the war on terror, all that propaganda you be hearing, I want you all to understand is somebody behind it, man.
Right.
Is a hand behind it. It's not a coincidence all of a sudden ISIS or ISIS-K is attacking Russia now. Okay, we know that the American government was giving the Taliban over $65 million a year. They were financing terrorist group to fight Russia. Okay, so it's not a coincidence you see these same terrorists attacking Russia. Okay, and also attacking Iran. Okay, that's what I'm trying to show you. But what we just read there, these same people, they're gonna turn on their handlers. Okay, they're gonna turn on their handlers. Okay, the prophecy is that all Arabs will unite.
Right.
Okay, that's the prophecy. Right now, America is keeping Saudi Arabia divided and all of them divided. America is doing that. That's why America made Saudi Arabia rich. Give them money, give them witch, give them weapons. You understand? But the time is going to come when they're going to gather together. I'm letting you all know that's the prophecy. The time is going to come when these same terrorists that you prepped up will turn around and bite you. Okay, that's prophecy. Okay, with that, brothers and sisters, you all stay strong. You don't know, you always tune into another week of the Raven and Wolves radio show.
All praise.
You know what I mean?
Praise.
Yeah. Lord's will, I see you all again next week. Come on.